Hey everyone, my friends of the world, doing a quick Facebook Live. Tomorrow I hope to see you on our free webinar, a gifted professional speaker webinar, where I teach you how to be a global speaker, a branding expert, and an online consultant. Some of you may or may not know, I used to work for American Express at Foot of Wall Street in New York City, where American Express is one of the biggest brands in the world. And I had the ability to build out these sales decks where we pitched the IBMs, the Pfizers, the Microsofts of the world. So it gave me a really high level understanding of how to pitch and brand yourself at the highest levels. After leaving American Express, I've had my own consulting firm for the last 16, 17 years, and I've led multiple local, national, or global campaigns on the marketing side. And super excited that tomorrow we're doing a webinar, 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, here in Beverly Hills, California, Rodeo Drive. And I wanted to share a short story as I prep my webinar tomorrow, but also I'm going on a national speaking tour in multiple cities. I will be in Austin, Shannon Schmitz giving you a shout out, Austin, Texas. I'll be in Dallas, Eric Swanson giving you a shout out. I'll be in New York speaking as well. I'll be in Atlanta, and I'll be in San Diego this week. So Louis Vuitton. I was talking to a future client and I asked her, what's the one brand you most love? And without hesitation, she said, Louis Vuitton. And just the tone of voice she used to share that she loved Louis Vuitton, you can tell that she has a deep connection to this company behind me. Now, the reason why I mention this is because if you want to be a speaker, you need to have that visceral feeling. When you speak, that person in the audience needs to feel something. Whether in Louis Vuitton's case for this future client of mine, or in your case, it's about this emotional connection, which is why painters, artists, especially actors and singers, they have this emotional connection. And as a speaker, if you want to inspire people, if you want to impact people, you need to show that in your voice. You can't say and talk like this and say how inspiring you are and how I want to inspire you. It doesn't fit. So if you want to really have a branded message, if you really want to have a branded speaker profile, if you really want to go out there and be this brand that dictates a certain price point, $10,000 and higher for a speech, you have to understand how other people do it. So let's say Louis Vuitton. It's been around for 163 years, founded in 1854, headquartered in Paris, France by Louis Vuitton. It has 3,700 locations and over 120,000 employees. It makes $10 billion a year. This is one of their flagship stores in Beverly Hills on Rodeo Drive. But the point is, they've built this massive history. Whether you like them or not, it's about understanding how they became a brand where when you look at it, it's a freaking purse and they sell it for thousands of dollars. So you ask me, how can someone get away with selling a purse? Let's give you an up close and personal, for you ladies out there especially. How can they get away by charging thousands of dollars for a purse, or a necklace, or earrings, or a ring? Well, more purses. It's because their brand. If you didn't have that LV there, and it was just CK, or actually CK sells a lot too, but the point is, you have to understand as a speaker, or as an employee, or as a business owner, if your brand does not convey a sense of who you are, then that's not a good brand. And if you want to start charging a higher price point, whether for your products, for your consulting firm, for your services, or as a speaker, you have to create a brand, which is why when I spoke to this featured client of mine, I asked her again, what would you want to sell? What product do you most love? And without instinct, she said, Louis Vuitton. And so for you, what kind of visceral feeling do you get from speakers? And if you want to be a great speaker, a business owner that scales your business, you have to create a brand that people want. You have to create an aspirational brand where I'm very grateful when people say, Chris, whenever you speak, I get inspired, I get motivated. I also teach them the methodology, but at the core, you want to have an inspirational brand, which is why when they say that misery loves company, miserable people are not good speakers. I mean, I guess Christopher Hitchens, who always lambasts Christians and doesn't believe in God. I mean, he's a pretty grumpy old man, and he's seems very miserable, and I guess he gets paid a lot of money, but I doubt he inspires a lot of people just based on his vernacular and his tone of voice. But I want to encourage you, think about your own brand, whether you're in a company, whether you have your own company, if you don't create a compelling brand, an inspiring brand, an inspirational brand, why should they hire you? Why should they pay you a lot of money? Because your brand is directly related to your price points. So in my GPS program, I talk about how do you become a global speaker, I talk about how do you build a brand, and how do you become an online coach, because we live in a world where, and you'll learn tomorrow in the webinar, the 3 main points I'm going to share is, why are we in literally the new gold rush in the online entrepreneurship? Online training space is $107 billion space. It's insane. You look at a company like Udemy.com, where they have 20,000 instructors with 45,000 courses teaching in 160 countries with 15 million students. 15 million students are more students than the Department of Education quoted for the students in the United States. And so we're living in a world where the opportunity online is insane. So I encourage you to think about that. And as long as you know more than the person you're teaching, then you can be an online coach or consultant. And it's all about heart, it's all about service. Second point is, there are 9 revenue streams as a speaker. But again, so much of the revenue from a speaker comes down to the brand. Louis Vuitton can sell this purse, this necklace, this earring for a lot of money, not because perhaps the quality is decent, but it's because of the brand. And every single store on this block on Rodeo Drive created a brand. Whether it's Dior, whether it's Jimmy Choo, whether it's Lanvin, all these things are brands that they created because at the core, it's just a necklace, it's just a purse, but they created a brand. So for you as a speaker, as a business owner, start creating a brand and objectively ask yourself, what do people think of you and your brand? And if you ask that question, you'll start understanding the answers to how you can raise your price points on your consultant fees, how you can build a better, more global brand. And so when you sign up for the webinar tomorrow and click on the link below, it's a free webinar where you get 2 free books. You get my Amazon #1 bestseller, Big Game Hunting, Networking with Billionaires, Executives and Celebrities, where I give you 20 specific strategies in networking before, during, and after events that it took me 20 years. I wish someone gave me that book for free. I wish someone, and this is the unfortunate reality of life, where you can give people all these things and they don't even use it. So I hope that you will use it. So you get that 1 free ebook, and you get another free ebook. Many of you know I do a lot of charity work, and I ghost wrote and published a book called The Incredible Stories of Skid Row, From Homeless to Hopeful in the City of Angels. When you see people holding up that homeless sign, you know, I had the ability to interview a few dozen of those individuals, put them in a book, and so you'll get that chicken soup for the soul type book when you sign up for my webinar. Space is limited. We're starting tomorrow, 1 o'clock sharp Pacific Standard Time, and it's all about how you can build your brand as a speaker, how do you understand how to generate revenue, and lastly, the business side of speaking is this. Sometimes people ask me, hey, Chris, what's the difference between your program and other programs? Like Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a great nonprofit. I talk about Toastmasters in my book. If you want to be confident, if you want to be courageous, if you want to be committed to raising your standards in life, become a speaker. Now, many of you know that being a speaker, a lot of people fear public speaking more than they do death, but that's why most people are not successful. You have to push through your fears to get to your successes. And this is why I constantly encourage people to become a speaker, whether as a next level networker, if you go into events, or getting paid for that, because you'll have an immense amount of confidence if you learn how to speak better. And imagine if you go to a job interview. I don't care if they're paying you $50,000, $500,000, or $5 million. If you can speak in front of a stage of 50 people, 500 people, when you walk into an interview with 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 people, it's like walking in the park, because you build confidence based on your ability to communicate. And the reason why speakers are some of the best salespeople is because they're able to convey a sense of emotion to the audience and to convince, encourage, and persuade them to do things. And that's the beauty of speaking. So I hope to see you all tomorrow on my webinar, 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Space is limited, and you'll get 2 free ebooks, not 1, but 2 free ebooks. So much of life is about taking action. So much of life is about taking and seizing the opportunities where you can be busy tomorrow, you can have other things going on, but things don't just happen if you just wait for things to happen. Things only happen if you're proactive about it. Just like in the Newton's law Newton's laws, like, you know, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And so you can't just be sitting on your ass at home watching TV for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and expect to change your life by just reading a book called The Secret. You know, you have to go out there and be like aggressive and take action and hustle. and create a brand, because without the brand, you will not make the money you deserve. You will not travel the world, which you deserve. You will not inspire the people that you deserve. I have a lot of clients in my GPS program. We're now in 43 cities, 11 countries, and 4 continents. So if any of you are in my GPS program, I admire your enthusiasm, but I also want you to remember, you have to create a brand, you have to create a story, and you have to offer solutions to someone's problem. When people hire me to give a speech, and I'm speaking 5 times in the next few weeks in multiple cities across the country, doing a national speaking tour. Back in January, I did a global speaking tour. But people hire me to share specific solutions to their problems. So for instance, if realtors are many of my clients, and realtors want to sell a $500,000 property, a $1 million property, a $10 million property, they might have difficulty finding the right events to go to. That was a Mercedes-Benz. They might have difficulty sharing their story. They might have difficulty following up and with sales skills. So I'm providing solutions for their problems. If their problem is researching events, learning what to say, learning what to follow up with, well, I'm offering them very specific solutions to the problem. So if you're a speaker and you're going to get paid for a speaker, it's not just about sharing your story, it's about sharing your solutions for someone's problem, and that's the key thing. So sign up for my webinar. It's in the link below in my timeline. Act quickly, space is limited. It's a free webinar tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And again, if you want to create a Louis Vuitton brand, a brand of elegance, a brand of sophistication, a brand that is a global brand, which made $10 billion last year, which was started 163 years ago, that predates the Civil War in the United States, you have to start thinking about quality, service, and solutions. I hope all of you have a great day. Let me just give you a quick shout out. Alex, thanks so much for watching. George, thanks so much for watching. Joanne, thanks so much for watching. Alex, Darren, Frank, Daryl, and Aaron. My program price is actually going to go up by the end of this week, so for those of you who are on the fence, sign up now before it's too late. Christopher, I love your name. Lauren, thanks so much for joining in. So hopefully you have a great day. Today is March 28th, 2017. It's 76 degrees in Beverly Hills, California. Final shot of Louis Vuitton. Remember, you want to charge higher price points, you want to build a better brand, a global brand. Eric Swanson, check out his event, Habitude Conference. I'll be speaking there. Check that event out in Dallas, Texas. Eric, thanks so much for allowing me the privilege to speak on your stage. Eric is a phenomenal speaker on his own right, and we will all be having a good time in Dallas, so make sure you check that out. It's called Habitude Conference. He has 33 speakers from around the country and world to teach you how to have the solutions for the problems you might have. And that's the beauty of hanging out with people like Eric Swanson. So Eric, thanks again, brother. Look forward to seeing you in a few weeks. Eric's actually speaking tomorrow in LA, so if Eric wants to share, I don't know if that's a private event or not, but he'll be in LA. But again, we'll all be sharing the stage in Dallas, Texas in a few weeks. So check it out, Habitude Conference, and all of you hopefully have a great day. Bye, everyone.